be talking. I was actually supposed to be talking about this really weird case that is happening in. Is Detroit gonna get bad rap for this one? It actually started in Rochester, and Detroit got caught astray by it. But I wanted to cover this Darnell Jones situation because things are really escalating. And if you look at how pitiful he looks, I have an idea of what things may be occurring. So look, this will be up for my replay. I got a big day ahead of me. My sister's having her little birthday situation, so we're gonna go celebrate that. But I wanted to come here today to really talk about this. As we know, Darnell has officially admitted, hey Shauna, baby. Darnell has officially admitted to the unaliving of his daughter. We this is official. He hasn't said it, but it's in the court paperwork, which in my mind, until we actually have him say it, it still could be anything could happen, but it's in the court paperwork. So the court paperwork has him saying that he has unalived her. Sorry, y'all. What I haven't seen in the court paperwork, and it's almost like it's done on purpose, is the other part, the SA part. That doesn't seem to have been admitted to him just yet. And now I want to go somewhere dark. So if you already in this case and you can't handle it, you may want to just probably tap out. But I want to go somewhere dark. Y'all, look at this. Look at this man. We looking at him not as a way to feel sorry for him, but just look at him. Remember when I did the video when he was actually admitting to, as you come in, let me know where you're from too, so I can know you can hear me. Remember when I did the very first video? It was a video that I did when I was talking about the interviews. It's on my YouTube page. It's the interviews of the Kimani Latif. So I had put all the interviews of what happened in her case, people who were talking. I put on there Dorothy, Sanika, which is her daughter, that was talking. Prophet P.I., who had been following this case really closely. I put him on there. But I also put an old video of Darnell. And he was just beside himself with whatever was going on. This was like probably 6-7 years ago. This is not even, as far as I know, it had nothing to do with this case. Because Kimani would have probably have been, she was 13-6 or something. It could have been then, where he was like, people don't really understand what's going on in my mind. I'm trying to explain people. He was very vague, but he was emotional. And I was like, this man is being tormented. This is what he looks like right now to me. A real pitiful mess. And as a result of the court paper saying right now that he is agreeing or admitting to the unaliving of his daughter, but hasn't said anything else, I'm wondering if what we saw or what I saw recently by someone, I'm going to get this person's name, that I'm trying to be very careful about this because, and as a matter of fact, I blocked out the next. Let me just show y'all really quickly what I'm talking about. I'm going to remove this really quickly. And as again, if you're coming in late, even if you're coming in late and listening to the replays, please tell me where you're from. A matter of fact, I always say that where you're from. No, we don't want to talk about that. Let me know what your profession is. I'm pulling up this thing really quickly. I want to see who I'm dealing with. I'm pulling up this thing really quickly. And I want to read this with y'all. Make sure it's down on my screen right now because this is very graph. Not very, because I blocked out some stuff, but graph enough. Let me tell you what I mean. Okay. I'm going to do this very carefully. So this person, Lexi Royal, went online and said, everybody, please do me a favor and write down these names. Okay. She listed 3 people's names, Brandon, Quentin, and then the Oscar. Okay. In this particular message, she says that she had reached out. I've already called out there to the police about this information. If you hear anything, if anyone is in Toledo, get to them right now. Basically what Lexi is saying, and this is alleged, but basically what Alexi is saying is that he or she, because there's 2 people in there and I actually know somebody by, huh? You don't hear me? Wait a minute. Put it in, do you hear me? Wait a minute, y'all.
I should hear that. I don't hear anything.
Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me?
She said yes.
Okay.
So it's me. I don't know what's wrong with my thing.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So, what did I left off at? Okay.
The lady gave 3 names.
She gave 3 names. And what this person is claiming is that Darnell owed a debt. And in owing a debt, he, when wasn't able to pay, sacrificed, like, her. This is what is alleged, okay? And that he was there that night, that which we know because he already said the unaliving, and that things took a left, okay? I don't know if this is true. This person goes into detail, really. I'm going to show this one. Oh, goodness. Let me remove it real quick and then come back because I got to be careful with this. This is so graphic that I want to be careful, but I also want us to talk about it because what she is saying, if it is true, would explain why he in there looking pitiful. It's not going to matter because he's going to get what he's doing. He's still responsible if this is true. But what she is saying, y'all, I'm bringing it back right now, is that this was because of a debt. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm like, I normally don't really believe this kind of whatever, but the reason why I'm thinking about it a little bit, we hear you, probably not. When you owe people money, they usually want money. Yeah, we believe that. But when you think about it, it's depending upon what we dealing with. First of all, what kind of money are we talking about? Are we talking about a couple hundred? 300? Are we talking about thousands? I don't feel like they would give him access to $3,000, $5,000 because I don't feel like they know they're going to get it back. That's a good point you made, Overthoughts. So it depends on what we are talking about. What you about to say?
So now I'm thinking about that little text message or untext message or fake text message that Dorothy received asking for $4,000. What if that's the amount of money we talking about? You know what I mean?
So but then that would have been after the fact though.
Yeah.
That was after the fact. The only way, so what she's talking about really quickly, I'm going to go into the messages because I still have them. What Sharice's talking about is, remember y'all when we saw the fake messages? It was, okay, so Dorothy allegedly received messages from somebody at that time who was claiming to have had access to key money. I'm going to put them back on my screen at the stage. Okay. And we got these fake messages. She posted these fake messages claiming that this person wanted X amount of $4,000 or they were going to hurt her. So what Sharice is saying is that maybe, what if that was the amount of money? So would that mean that Darnell forwarded this to Dorothy? So I don't know if it's possible that he did use her as money, but it's out there. And the man looks ridiculous. That's why I'm hoping that in his ridiculousness, that don't just look ridiculous. If something else is going on, if you did do this and you were responsible, please bring everybody on. Please, don't just say, it was me by myself because I whatever. If those 3 people who I just named were also involved, please make sure that you tell everything, or anybody whoever's involved. Because the way he looks like he's about to cop to everything, and then it's a possibility that he won't bring nobody else aboard. The reason why I'm also saying this is, I don't know if these guys are affiliated. Let's say they are affiliated. Let's say it's true that he owed money and they are affiliated. If they are affiliated and he owed money and then tells that they were a part of it and don't take it all, he may feel like he's going to risk further injury in prison. It's going, especially if he already got the PDF thing on by allegedly doing this. But if they are affiliated, he may feel like, let me just take the rap for everything. I'm just hoping that if he's really is pitiful as it looked like he's pitiful. Hey, Rachel. I'm hoping that if he's as pitiful as he looks like, that he will bring everybody aboard. So we know he admitted and things that and third. Then this morning, I reported this early this morning, guys. This morning, the house is on fire. The house that she was found in, Kimani was found in. The reason why, I hate when it goes and do, oop, there I go again. There I go again. The reason why I want to talk about this house on fire situation is because why would that happen right now? If he admitted to doing everything that he admitted to, why is the house on fire? Let's look at it again. Because we know that this is not an accident. We know this is not an accident. We know that somebody had to go in and then do this. So why are they doing this? Somebody said it was the third or fourth time that this happened, that they have been trying to do this. But why is this happening right now? Except for they're trying to really still cover some other things up. That's what I'm thinking. What you think?
I feel like it's been long enough because they had plans to demolish the building. So with plans that demolish the home, they should have gotten all the evidence out of it they were going to get. Pick up floorboards, sweep, all that kind of stuff, and then you don't have to worry about it.
So what you think this happening just because of what?
I think it could be several things. It could be, I don't know what kind of insurance would be on it. I don't know if the city itself wants stuff gone, or people that may have been involved that have not been apprehended did it and finally trying to just get rid of it just to make sure. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But to me, I feel like the investigators should have everything they needed weeks ago, to be honest.
This is true about them possibly having everything that they need. I just still don't get it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something else that's going on with this. Something else that I'm hoping. To me, it falls back to, I'm hoping that if he's really remorseful, that if somebody else is involved, that he says something. Because, let's say it's true, we don't really know what he said. Let's say that they have everything that they need. They would probably have everything they need based off of what he said originally. If he says, I'm guilty, I've done it, then I don't really need to get that much more evidence. You admitting to it.
Okay, so
if he go in there and say it wasn't just me, it was some other people, then shouldn't you go back into the house?
He could lie. They still got supposed to do their job. Whether they do it correctly or not, that's something totally different. He could lie and say it was me or it was 10 of us or anything. Or he could not say anything, and then the police would have to completely investigate.
That's true.
So I feel like with all that being said, they needed to do their jobs to get all of it so the evidence can speak for itself.
Okay. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this with the house burning today. And then I'm like, every time I think we about to come out and then just get the justice that we looking for, something else ends up happening. And something else now, like with the house being on fire, all of that, it seemed like whenever we get into one thing and find some more information, like now he admitting, then something else happens. Okay, guys, I'm going to cover this because look, this case that happened. It actually happened in Rochester, but I had been talking about this for a while because it ended up being in Detroit. Detroit is not going to beat these allegations that something is going on. I've been trying, but it seems like the weirdest and craziest things be happening out of Detroit. So I'm going to tell y'all about this weird case, okay? And then I want to get at your information. If you're coming in later, I know it's Saturday. It is actually, dang it.
Holy Saturday.
It's Saturday. People are out there doing what they need to be done. But this will be, yeah, I didn't think about it at all. This will be up for y'all when y'all come back later, because y'all always come back later and look at my things. Okay, listen to this, guys. And if you're still coming in, I still want to know where you're from, whether you're coming in later or not. What about the two other bodies that day? The two other bodies that were found in the house?
It was two of them. That's what I was
Yeah, I saw that. But it's almost, this is one of the reasons, thank you, Shauna. It's almost like this is one of the reasons why they want those abandoned houses to come down. It's almost like that's why, because people are using the abandoned houses for that kind of stuff and all kind of nefarious stuff. As a matter of fact, one of my very favorite shows is The Wire. And on The Wire, they would do whatever needed to be done and then tuck them in these abandoned houses. So this is why when they was talking about getting Kimani justice, that they weren't just talking about justice as far as putting away whoever did what, but also justice as in tearing down these homes, these abandoned homes. Also making sure that the CPS system got do what they need to be doing. It was a whole over effort. So I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have 100% faith in this police department. I have more faith now since so many eyes are on it, but I don't know. So this case right here, guys, is so crazy. Let me tell you what's going on with this case. Okay. Man, this is the weirdest thing, and I'm already getting questions from when I was on TikTok talking about it. Okay. This woman went missing in 2021. Okay. She went missing in 2021. Now, her family reported her missing then. They didn't waste no time. They didn't come back later. They say, look, where is my sister? Not only that, she allegedly had 2 kids. I know it's definitely one, but I believe it's 2 children that she left behind. So she walked away with after walked away herself and not taking her children with her. Okay? This was in Rochester, New York, I believe. So the police come out of nowhere and say, hey, in 2024 to the family, your sister has been found. Now, she was found, please let me say that I had put the, she was found in a ditch type area. Okay. And the condition was said by the police to be so bad that they couldn't identify her physically. So they could not come in and say, hey, she was here. They could not come in, they being her family, and say, hey, this is her. They're saying there's no need for you to try to identify her. This is where she was found. There's no need for you to come and identify her. She is beyond recognition. Nobody's going to recognize her. Okay? But this is your sister. Y'all can trust us. That's what they said, the police. Okay? In, I believe, New York. Right? Because Detroit wasn't even in the mix yet, but Detroit is coming. These people were devastated. They were devastated, rightfully. Let me see. That was the main sister that was on board. They were devastated, rightfully, because they had been looking for her, hadn't gotten any motion, didn't know where she was. Don't cry, Rachel. Wait till you hear. It gets crazier. So they was like, oh my God, our sisters, whatever. Then I got to explain this to her kids and all of that. So then they decide that there's nothing else they can do. At least she was found, because remember, this is from 2021 until 2024. They were saying at least she was found. Let us do a memorial. Okay? Let us do a memorial. I'm going to show y'all the picture real quick of the memorial. A picture of them at the memorial. So we're going to cremate her. And then let us do a memorial. I hate when people don't wipe their cameras out. That's my only thing. Wipe the lenses off. Is my lens wiped off? Because it makes it so blurry, especially when I'm trying to tell a story. So they cremated her and took the ashes of their sister and mixed them in with their mother's ashes. Now, Sharice already had something to say, y'all, about this, because can we keep the ashes separated? I may not want my ashes. Please don't put my ashes with nobody.
Especially since she was found under those circumstances. You may have to come back anytime later and do something else.
Okay, but they said it was a rug overdose.
I get that. But what if somebody did that to her? You see what I'm saying? You just never know. Go ahead and mix them up like that. Put them in the same location as far as whatever, on the mantle, or if you're going to scatter them, but you don't mix them into the urn.
You, my friend, are going with the second part of our situation. We're going to get there, because you're thinking what we all probably thinking. Don't mix them in, because we don't know what's going on. And to my point, first point is, let's give each person should have their own respect. You can put us on the mantle together. They mixed them in, the mother's ashes with the sister's ashes, and they all wore them. Okay? They are trying to move on with their lives until some woman say, hey, I hate to tell you this. You laughing already.
It's not
But
funny.
I saw your sister, and she was at my soup kitchen. So I don't know who you have in whatever that. She ain't add all that. I'm gonna add the extra. She said, let me show y'all the picture. I'm gonna go back. Okay. And we can kind of laugh a little bit because of what I'm about to tell y'all. They was like, I don't know. I saw what you said about your sister. I don't know who's pretty much there, but ma'am, your sister just volunteered in my kitchen. And this is the woman who was supposed to be unalive. This is in 2024. They said y'all could not have buried her because she was just in my kitchen. She had been missing from 2021, 2022, 2023, and now 2024. And this is when Detroit caught a stray. She was in Detroit, y'all. I try my hardest. I really do. To tell people that, look, stuff happen everywhere. But every time I try, here comes something to go down in Detroit that said, no, shut up. It's just us. Detroit was minding their business in this case.
Because it originated in New York. So it's the New York police, not the Detroit.
It's the New York police, not the Detroit. But she ran to one of the most popular cities, and that's where this picture was taken. Whose ashes did they mix in? Heck no, some stranger's remains. What was Detroit police covering up? Did they have to get rid of somebody? So, Bumbleweed, it appears that it was the Rochester, New York people. Detroit got into the mix because that's where she is right now, or allegedly right now. So, what you about to say?
Me?
I think I'll say something. Let me go a little bit step further, because something is not right. So when I say something is not right, I'm not even just saying, oh, something is not right. Something is really not right with this case. Okay? But the Monroe County officers, because people was asking, how can y'all mix in? They said the Monroe County Office of the Medical Examiner uses industry standard scientific methods to identify remains of deceased individuals in a timely manner. We're not talking about just deceased individual. We're talking about the right individual. So we appreciate that y'all use, as they say, industry, when the medical exam uses industry standards. First of all, what is the industry standards? Who they cremate? We don't know. That's what we asking, but it's not even over yet. We don't know. But they saying they use industry standards and scientific methods to identify remains of the individuals in a timely manner. Are you sure though? Because y'all had this family pay for services, because they end up having to pay. They pay. Y'all had this family pay for services, having to break into her children, having the devastation of having a family member be gone in such a terrible manner, just for it to be wrong. Now they paid $1,285. They had the standard cremation casket, transportation urn, and it came at $1,285. So Rochester said, you know what? Look, all right then, we'll pay y'all measly money back.
No, now I need a lawyer.
And that's what they did. We'll pay y'all measly $1,285 back. It was a mistake. And let me tell you how it made a mistake. I digress. So what ended up happening was, after this woman sent a message saying that is not your sister who you cremated and mixed in your ashes with, the Rochester people said, look, we need DNA. So they had her child come down, her son, and I believe a sibling too, and said, oh, my bad. Once they said, oh, my bad, then that's when they said, we'll pay the $1,285. But they're like, what about our anguish? We clearly cared about our family member. Had we not cared, we would not have reported her.
And what led y'all to believe it was her?
And what led y'all to believe? Ask me, Sean, and we about to get into it. I have questions too. And what led y'all to believe where you going, where I'm going, Bumblebee? They hiding something. New York is hiding something. Now I know what you meant. What led them to believe that it was her? Or was this convenient? So what ended up happening is the sister said something, y'all, that made me feel like there's something else going on. I'm gonna show y'all her. This sister is the most vocal one. She said something that made me feel like something else is going on. She said, no matter what we have going on, because she was mad at her sister when her sister left originally, because she left in 2021, never to come back, only by a picture. This is why I said this woman technically almost died twice, because when they found out it wasn't her, she was still dead again in their minds, because she did not return and has not reached out. But the sister said, no matter what is going on, we still family. Something happened within this family to make them believe, or for her to say that rather. Something happened. And while I'm doing this, I really want to ask this question. I really want to ask this question while we're thinking about this. Why do you think she did it? There's no other way to say it. Why do you believe that she did it?
I got a theory.
Okay, I want to hear the theories. Why do y'all believe that she did it? Let's look at her real quickly. I want to look at her again. Let's look at her again, because some interesting theories was coming up. What's one of your theories? I want you to make sure you give me some volume. I know I can hear you, but
okay. I feel like she probably didn't want to walk away from it all. Anytime you got 2 kids and a family, I don't care how much you beefing, she probably wanted to walk away from it all, and then ended up in Detroit. Also, what was the situation that determined that it was their sister that the police used? Because if she set it up like that, then she really wanted to be thought dead.
okay. One possible reason, and I want to hear y'all reasons. Let's be clear. The picture came out, and this woman, as far as I know right now, has still not said, I want to be reunited with my family. It's almost given, yeah, and shut up. Leave me alone. So one of the possible reasons is something happened terribly. And what I'm going to say it, because I had it on my video, on one of my other videos. When I saw this, I was like, this is why some people still believe in that Desire Harris could possibly be alive, because of this kind of stuff. To be fair, this woman she had 2 children. She was an adult, but just the possibility of people popping back up is what keeps the hopes of folks being alive. This woman was gone for 3-4 years. Something happened in this family beyond just words, where she felt like, I don't want to do it no more. Beyond just words. This is also what was said. I want to say this because I saw this, I was like, what on earth? The reporter says, what would you say to your sister right now? And this is one of the sisters who want to find her sister. She said, I would tell her I love her. I've been angry for her. I've been angry for. And she says, I'm still angry. I don't think I'm ever going to get over the anger, but I know how it feels. And then she says, I'm sorry. I know how it feels to think that she was dead, and that I just want her to know that. I just want her to know that whatever we had going on, this is her, it doesn't even matter.
She couldn't get her thoughts out.
Right. I love her. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I would want her to know. This is her quote. I want to put it again. This is what she says. I love her. I've been angry for. I'm still angry. I don't think I'm ever going to get over the anger, but I know how it feels. I'm sorry. I know how it feels to think that she was dead, and that I just want her to know that. I just want her to know that whatever we had going on, it doesn't even matter. That stays out of my mind. Like, I love her. That's it. That's all I would want her to know. But what I didn't hear, y'all, was come home. Mm-hmm. I didn't hear the part where she said, come home.
Yep.
I didn't hear the part where she said, come home.
She didn't.
Is it me?
No.
I didn't hear that part. That stuck out to me. What could this woman have been going through? So I started thinking about a couple of things. I think one of the reasons why she could have possibly have wanted to go away, like I said, is something happened within the family. It could be emotional abuse. It could be maybe the family was too involved in her life. And this is alleged. I'm not saying anything is on purpose, but maybe they were too involved in her life, maybe been too involved in the children's lives. She could have left for that reason because I can't handle it. Some people are so under pressure with family members. I'm talking about they're people who their whole lives are their family members, and to the point where they don't even want to deal with it coming to holidays. Now, I remember when I had holidays, I hated being around my family members when I was younger because I had no control. Like I did not have a car. And when things get heated, I wasn't able to leave.
Which they always did, especially in my family.
Which they always did. That could possibly be it. It could be financial. But I don't know about that. The reason why I say I'm not really sure about that is because she said whatever, the sister said whatever we had going on, not whatever you had going on.
Something happened.
Something else came up when I put this on my TikTok page. Somebody was saying that what if the police had her gone? Meaning that she was left because she was going into hiding. But if that were the case, who takes a picture? Whenever you're in any kind of witness sec or any kind of things like that, pictures are not being taken at all. Anybody need to see the picture? She was posing with this certificate. There has to be more to the story. Yes, Rachel. Yes. Because right now what we have is, because first of all, there's no crime committed. Outside of, I don't know if there's a crime leaving your children. Yeah. Because that technically can be a crime.
Abandonment, should be.
Yeah, and then you could possibly have to pay. This is the toxicology report that was in her system. Let me go back there real quick. You could technically have to pay child support. That's a possibility. This was in whoever's system. Remember, we don't know who this person is. So whoever system that they claim was the sister, this was what they got. Caffeine, whatever, y'all can read it. But it could possibly be stress from the family, financial, not having the money. The police I'm having a problem with because they would have told her not to take a picture. And then is there a case running? Like if that was the case, I would think that the news would run a story to actually get in contact with the police department and say, hey, before we run this story, is there any kind of witness set? But I think she take care of her kids. Nope. She left them. She left them with her family. He said, I had my dog cremated only to end up with dry concrete. You lying. I actually heard of something like that before. What did I see? I watch so much TV. I saw somebody was doing a show. It was a show. And they were trying to put it off as cremation remains. And it was something like that. And they was able to prove. Dang it. That's what I get for watching too much TV. I'm so sorry that happened to you. That is definitely warranting a lawsuit, which is what these people are getting ready to do. Like I said, because y'all not trying to help me. Y'all like, you on your own. I want to know, is it one or two options? Do we think that it was bullyiness or something going on with the family? Do we think financial reasons because she left 2 kids? 2 kids, though. Y'all know how I feel about that. Mothers don't normally do stuff like that unless something is going on. Did the police get involved? What are we dealing with?
Something happened in that family because the sister admitted it by saying whatever we had going on.
Yes.
So she straight up walked away.
What?
Or she was made to go away.
Or she was made to go away.
But if you're made to go away, you're not up in Detroit taking pictures with certificates.
No, you're really not.
With your kids over there. Because it's like you just living as opposed to in hiding or something like that.
When I saw this, it's first of all, it's look at this. Y'all see the memorial? Wrapped in her mother's embrace. This is what went out when they had the service.
Wrapped in her mother's embrace.
Sounds like maybe she had a mental breakdown, just needed to get away. And that's where that's where I'm having an issue with. It's the kids. I'm thinking that technically she could possibly still face some kind of situation if she is in Detroit for abandoning their kids. Somebody have to pay for her kids, like care. You're still a mother. You got the father too. Somebody got to be around. They always bring the mother. Y'all say mental issues? Something not right in that family? Yes. Yes. They went and did a whole thing. Okay, so 93. I'm glad we have her age. She's 94. She's almost same age. She's 30. She's 30.
She about to be 30, I think. Let's see. When is she? Yeah, 1993. Oh, she just turned 30. March 9th.
And then she would have been missing in when?
32. I'm sorry. 93. Yeah, it's 25. She just turned 32.
So when would she have been missing? When she went and gone, how old would she have been in 2021?
So about 29.
Okay.
28, 29.
Y'all, perhaps mental, but whatever it is, the family knows. That's right. Because that's why I said what I said as far as in her quote, the sister's quote, she said, I love her. I've been angry I'm still angry. I don't think I'm ever going to get over the anger, but I know how it feels. I'm saying, I know how it feels to think that she was dead and that I just want her to know that. I just want her to know that whatever we had going on,
that's what I'm saying.
It doesn't even matter. Now, girl, what is you leaving for? Yeah. Why would you leave your kids? Like, I love her. That's all. That's all I want her to know. Not no come home. I ain't see that at all. What about the family of the one that burnt?
They burnt. The one that's mixed in with mama. Oh, you also, did you mention that the police say we'll pay, but you gotta give us the...
Oh, and then, so when they said, after the DNA, they checked her son's DNA, and then with the siblings and verified that this was not the right ashes, they said, now you gotta give us back the ashes. How are they gonna do that when they mix them in? Unless they left some. But how are they gonna do that?
That's why we suing.
It says, good morning. I was writing to ask if you guys could email me or give me something in writing with the results of the DNA test my sister Adasia Cruz and her nephew Vakai Baldwin took to match against the deceased body with that was presumed to be my sister Shanice Cruz. So it took some time to get information. They were taking their time. These people are definitely going, if nothing else, they're going to get paid. How much? I don't know. Exactly. So the question to the sister is, what happened that you got so angry about it? Bumblebee, this is why I am so inspired by true stories. And this is why I want y'all to tell y'all stories. Because we are sitting here on YouTube telling this woman's story when all she got to do is write us a book. That's all we got to do. Write a book for us and tell us what happened, because your story can inspire. But this is why I like people to tell their stories. And this is why I'm so inspired by these types of stories. Because what was so angry? Why was she angry? And then what made you do that? And then successfully, y'all know how hard it is to get gone? She had no social media presence. She wasn't on her phone. I know folks that can't put their phone down for 5 seconds when they're hanging out and having a good time. I'm not talking about videos and pictures, because I take all of my videos and pictures of my good time so I can go back and look at them. But I know people that can't put their phone down at all. No social media presence. You know how mad you got to be?
Especially for that age. Especially
for her age. Something happened. And when I put this like on my TikTok, they was like, oh no, something else is going on. Which we know.
I agree.
We need more at this point. Oh no, something else is up. So I had went and started trying to delve in to try to see if I could find anything about her. Couldn't find anything. Couldn't find anything at all. So I'm gonna show y'all this thing right here. I'll make sure we get all of this. And why hasn't she reached out, y'all, to her kids? You see why this has me in the chokehold?
I would love to know how old her kids are.
I would like to know how old they are too.
Because that's just crazy.
She looks like she pissed in that picture. I wanted to pull up this other thing because I really want to know. And I can't find it. Dang it. Yeah. I believe, y'all, I'm under the impression that something happened to the point that was so terrible and that she'd probably been dealing with it for a while. It's not a mental health situation where she needed to be committed or anything, but mental health situations where she could not deal with it. Mothers do not leave their children. I don't know if the boy's father is in their lives, but mothers don't leave. It's true. No one would believe my story. Even my sister and I talked about it. No one would believe half the stuff. This is why you gotta do your book. This is why you gotta do your book. I don't want nobody telling my story. And look, y'all, if y'all can't do a book, you know what you could do right now? So you're not a writing type of person. You can narrate your voice and put it into any number. There's so many different systems right now you can use. You can narrate your story and then say, edit this, and then have it edited. So you don't even have to write it right now. Whoever is in there with the mother is there forever now. There's no way they can escape the ass.
It's not.
I know her mother, if she could be, is pissed. My phone say glued to my hand. See, Rachel? Now, I've been known to put mine down. I'm one of the people. There's a small, unique group of us, and this is horrible, but I'm going to tell y'all. There's a small, unique group of us who keeps their phones on silent, and I'm one of the people. I just cannot stand ringing phones, and I can't stand my phone to be going off all hours of the night. And they say the people that don't give a fuck about nobody. I don't personally believe that's true, because I'm gonna get it. I ain't too far away from it, but I just can't stand ringing phones. So I don't keep my phone on me as much unless I have to. I be beside myself with someone else's ashes around my neck. That's why they're gonna get paid. That's why they're gonna get paid.
Because not only that, they stopped them from trying to identify the body or anything else. They just said, that's her and that's it. So we have no other recourse but to believe you. The police saying it, and they went through all of that. Yeah, you have to pay us.
This was the thing that made everybody be like, wait a minute, something's up. Let me see. Okay. She looked like that. Was she wearing wigs? Because I believe if I had to be found, even if I'm whatever, somebody be like, okay, that look like T's wig.
And
her hairstyle, anything.
Thank you. Not to mention their marks people have on them that make that everything, if it's not burned up, the body isn't burned, there couldn't be some identifying marks that they wouldn't know, but I would as a family member.
She said, and there was a reason they stopped the ID. There's a reason they stopped it. You don't let nobody come in and check on see for nothing?
That don't make sense.
And then she had the audacity to be in Detroit in the kitchen getting a certificate.
Whole alive.
Let me see.
And it looks well.
Certificate of completion. Smiling.
Hey, I mean, happy. Looks well.
Where I'm from, you have to identify the body before cremation.
Yeah.
Yep. They said no. They said because of the condition, it was like, y'all, I'm telling you, this is why I got me. What would make the police say that? What would make the police say, I'm telling you, it's her? That's why I believe that something else is going on.
Yeah. They had some underhanded stuff happening, and they looked up who was missing and said, oh, that's her.
So I looked up some reasons, right? And I want to know. One of them was escaping a use. Okay, I mean, let me write it. Let me write some stuff down because sometimes I can't say it. So I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna show y'all some of the reasons. Okay. And I'm gonna write it on my thing. Okay. And sorry, Sugar Bay. I hate to write it on your face. We talking about you. Some people, one of the things that came up was this Can y'all read that? Is that not a good font? Should I do white?
Where is it? I don't see it.
You don't see it yet?
Oh, no, I'm waiting on it to come up. Oh,
Okay.
no, that's good.
Okay, you can see it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's one of the reasons why it could have been, or danger. So fleeing from some kind of abuse, stalking situation like that. Somebody was out for her and she felt it's best for me to leave. Severe mental situations could have also been a case, meaning that she some kind of altered schizophrenia, something like that may have made her want to go. But again, successfully for so long. I'm telling y'all, it is hard to go missing for since 21, 22, 23, 24 for 3 years. That's hard. So if you had a mental, I don't know if you could do it that long. I feel like you would have got some kind of trouble. Some kind of criminal. We just allege it. I'm a writer. Y'all know on my channel, we don't just be talking. We want to delve into some of the reasons why. Otherwise, we just add to the noise. Some kind of criminal involvement, witness protection, running from some kind of something like that. But if that's the case, one of the rules for witness, you cannot be taking no pictures. You can't. Starting over secretly. I'm really thinking of this. One, complete life reset due to death. Y'all, this reminds me of, if that's the case, we would have preferred, y'all know about the Kelly Bryant, right? So what if this was a different version of that? In the Kelly Bryant case, Kelly Bryant left her 3 children who were all under the age of 13 at that time alone in a house by themselves, and would drop them off pizza and food, prepared food to survive. But her life, she had moved on as if she didn't have kids. What if this is another version of that? What if she wanted to escape and start all over? New identity in Detroit, which, let me tell y'all something. When I do this, when writing stories for full time. Thank you, Raven. Welcome. Welcome, honey. I've been writing stories full time for a living. Thank you for joining. You don't go to Detroit when you're trying to hide. That is not somewhere that you go. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. If you're trying to escape and start all over, stay out of Detroit. It's really popular right now. There's a lot of great things happening. A lot of businesses popping. Filmmaking businesses doing well there. I mean, just everything. Detroit do music. You don't go to Detroit. You don't go to Detroit.
You go to Arkansas.
She said, I didn't get an alert. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I was wondering when you was going to show up and come into the living room. But you know what? Me and Sharice just finished talking. I didn't remember that this is a holiday weekend. But Kristen, you changed your name on me. Are we doing that now? Butch Bum? Or Beach Bum? That's a Butch Bum. She said, yeah, it's Kristen. I knew it while he was saying it. You don't go to Detroit. We talking about this case, baby. Okay. Kristen.
Go to Arkansas.
You go to Arkansas. We're talking about one of the reasons that this young lady popping in had been missing from 2021, believed to have been dead, from Rochester, New York, decides to take her things and go to Detroit and got caught. Yes, it do. The baby says spirit is strong. Well, don't take pictures. Exactly. My niece says there's a small, big town if you can't hide too much. There. My niece stays there. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Y'all, my mom be moving quicker than my whatever. Y'all know when I get to reading, I be reading things wrong. Slow down, Toy. My niece stays there. Thank you, Sharice. It's a small, big town. If you can't hide too much for long there.
You can't hide.
You can't hide too much for long there. I was right on that instance.
Okay.
But who take? Okay, in this instance, Detroit is on the stage again. But then, who takes the picture and then also know what's going on in New York? So she in Detroit, the person taking the picture now. takes a picture of that. It's okay. There's a picture for you if that's what you want. But then she's also knowing what's going on in New York. I don't think if I would have looked at this picture, I would have known that was her.
Me either.
I'm not gonna lie.
Me either. Especially if it's not my family member. Somebody said that your sister is there. Now, they said that maybe they do know both. Like they know, oh, you say you got your sister up. I seen her. And maybe they do know. Maybe it's a mutual person. They say your sister over there in Detroit. You see what I'm saying? Because to your point, I wouldn't have known that was her.
I wouldn't have known this was her. So we said one of the reasons because she could be secretly starting all over, some kind of a struggle with addiction. But the only reason why I don't think that because 3 years successfully, no. Coercive control situation could be under someone's influence. Religious cult, that could be a thing. There's a lot of those going on right now. Anybody from Detroit is in the living room? Do y'all got any popular cults down there that y'all know of?
I'm sure.
Somebody said medical crisis, amnesia. And the biggest things that stand out to us to make us feel like this is not just a simple case. And I'm going to be looking into this to the point where it's going to be like, Sharice may have to say, Toy, just let it go. The biggest red flags, y'all, are no contact with the children since 2021. Yeah. I honestly believe, y'all know how I feel, that mothers are not, this is not normal for mothers. It's just not. I'm so sorry. Hey, Aries, we was wondering when you was coming in, baby. Do y'all celebrate the holidays? Because me and Sharice realized this is a holiday weekend. We about to get it on popping ourselves. She said they are everywhere. I'm with medical crisis. For real? I trust your judgment. Yeah. So the red flags, the no contact with the children, volunteering publicly while allegedly not here, suggests some intentionality. Because y'all, I didn't think about this. She had to have known they did a thing in her honor, like a memorial.
If she did no contact, she probably did no contact. Like, who would tell her? If she not on socials, how would she know?
She had to have.
No, because it was years that she was just missing.
No, you know how I know she would know? Tell me if you think I'm wrong, though. We all agreed that she was good with staying off the map, but that doesn't mean she didn't keep an eye on them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
To looking at their socials and see all of that, I believe she saw. It's only if she's well or of sound mind. She saw the memorial in her honor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She saw the memorial. Hey, Avis. Yeah, honey, we got this. I don't know where you coming in later or what part you came in, but we had this case where this woman was presumed dead in Rochester. Had a cremation of this presumed dead body, mixed the ashes in with their mothers, only to find that they don't know who this person was that the ashes was in, and that she's in Detroit hiding. Your brain, absolutely. Especially if you had one of them edibles. Oh, Lord. I had a zillion phone calls from family and friends for my birthday. Happy birthday! Now, I try to remember. Is it this week? I remember it's today. It's a birthday. Happy birthday, Aries. Everybody please say happy birthday. Happy birthday. I can't believe she didn't have no social media. And sometimes I'm old enough to remember the time before social media. There was a time, like I'm at the perfect age. I say this all the time. I'm at a time when we didn't have any social media, and if you wanted to be reached, they would page you. And you had to, if you were out and about, you had to find a phone booth. And that means you kept quarters on you. And there was a freedom of that. There was a freedom of being out all day and then rushing home and you got a voicemail on your big box. And you hoping that when you hit that thing, that you hear from who you want to hear from. Whether it be your bae or whether it be news that you got the job. I'm at the age where I literally worked at the cell phone company right when cell phones first came out. It was called Cellular One. I'm at the age where the phones were real huge and gigantic, but you got some of the best service ever. I don't know how that happened. I saw that big phone that was like this big go from the iPhone. I was actually working at a store when the first iPhones came out. Text messages were starting to come in. And then from here on. So I know how it feels not to have social media. And sometimes it can be very draining. But to be born in this age, well, she was actually born in, what was the year, Sharice?
93.
93. They normally can't do without it. They normally can't do without it. So to not have it,
yeah.
She was taking pictures because she knew everyone thought she was, thought no one was looking. And maybe
I think she just think that if she tried to disappear on her own, she just thought this Detroit was too far away from New York, and people wouldn't put two and two together.
That could be possible. Mm-hmm. And Shauna said, "What if they sold her and this was staged? Then why is she working in the kitchen?"
Yeah, she would not be out publicly like that to me. Because the soup kitchen, although she didn't have socials, the soup kitchen obviously put the picture up.
Rachel, don't get me started. Rachel, don't you get me started. I did too much one time, honey. But I sure do loves me one too. Happy birthday! Yeah, throw up the happy birthdays. Happy birthday. Oh my goodness, see, that mess be going on in Colorado. Just be sitting around, families get ashes that aren't even human remains.
Bodies just be sitting.
I try to take it off. Body just be sitting. I got it. That's okay. I got it. Now, see, we just heard that earlier in the conversation, Raven. Somebody had cremated their dog, and it wasn't even cremation, and it wasn't even the real ones. It was, I think she said it wasn't a brick or concrete or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes. It says, "All right, I got it." She became an assassin for the government, but ran out. She had it all. She couldn't. Oh, that wasn't on my list. The possibility that she was some assassin. It wasn't on my list, but anything is possible. One thing is possible. One thing is possible, or one thing is for certain. She's not trying to be bothered. I absolutely believe she knew that they had a memorial for her. And I also absolutely believe that at some point she looked at social media and then said, "I'm free now, and let me go ahead and take these pictures." And then Detroit, showing and being Detroit, put her out there, and now she's on Action News and on our YouTube. Oh. I absolutely believe it. I absolutely believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. And one of the things that I think we're going to end up having to sit with this, and I'm going to be coming back. I don't think nothing else going to come back from this because she hasn't broken the law. Unless breaking the law is you leaving your kids. Yeah. I don't think we're going to ever find out anything. I think short of child support, which they could definitely seek.
Child abandonment, maybe.
Child abandonment. One of the things her sister said is what sets in my mind the longest. When she said, and I repeat, I love her. I've been angry for her. And then she stopped. I'm still angry. I don't think I'm ever going to get over this anger, but I know how it feels. What does that mean? I'm sorry. I know how it feels to think that she was dead, and that I just want her to know that. I just want her to know that whatever we had going on, it doesn't even matter. I love her. That's it. That's all I would want her to know. That, no, come home, come see about your kids. None of that. Yes, the brick phones, honey, they had the best service. No, see, fur babies are just like your realtor. You ain't lying. I got one right here. Y'all know what he do. Whenever he hit a little for me to put my wig band on in my wig, he loses his mind because he feel like I'm about to leave him. Yeah, I really don't think we ever going to find out. You ain't lying. Detroit doing a lot of stuff and putting people on whatever, but they need to definitely step up with that. You are not lying. And Toledo too, since we making a list. Yes. Okay, guys, I want y'all to hear something because y'all may not know it, but I really believe that when you can forgive people, if you are able to, that you are able to heal. Where are you going, T? I'm about to tell y'all where I'm going. I'm about to tell y'all where I'm about to go right now. While I'm doing that, though, I want to know if you had to disappear and would start over. Number one, would you? While I'm doing that, I'm looking at my video.
To or could?
If you had to disappear and start over, what's the first thing would you do? Let me say this: if you with nothing going on, you wanted to disappear, would you?
Oh yeah, okay.
And then the second part of the question, y'all can answer either one of these. If you had to disappear and start all over, what was the first thing that you do? First of all, if I know I'm gonna start all over, I'm gonna give myself at least 6 months to a year. If I got it. Because
before you do anything.
Huh?
Before you do anything?
Before I do anything. Yeah, I'm gonna do prep work.
Oh, okay.
And see, that's probably why if I'm running from something, they would snatch me quick because I'm doing too much.
Yeah, of course.
But I would do prep work first. If I ain't got time to do all that, I'm getting my fake ID and all of my stuff together. I'm gonna have a list of things that I'm gonna do. Be really strategic with saving my money. I'm talking about not the money that's in the account, but you can't touch that. But cash.
You running, you got
exactly.
You can't have no footprint.
No, you can't have no footprint. But ask y'all, and I'm going on. You are welcome. She was getting away from that family. I believe so. Cat people, do you believe that cat people and dog people are two different peoples?
Not really.
It makes a lot of questions.
It can be, but I know people that have both.
Yeah, how do you have both? I don't know if I'm able to have both.
No, I'm not a cat person, so I can't.
So you can't speak on it.
Yeah.
I want y'all to hear something that this young man said that I actually believe about healing. We were talking about healing, and I want y'all to hear something. I want y'all to tell me if y'all can hear it when I play it, because y'all know it don't let me do what I want to do. It don't let me be great over here. I have a sauce I'm making and slamming lasagna. Ooh.
You ain't
I haven't had lasagna in a while.
Ooh, can we make a lasagna?
Yeah, I can make a lasagna. Do you want what's the name of lasagna? The vegetable or the regular?
You kill that vegetable one. I probably do vegetable.
I do. Don't know.
Yeah.
You said you like the finer things in life, so you're gonna have to really get that guapa in order to be able to do what you want to do, huh? Mm-hmm. I feel you. I would more than likely get deported and start over in a strange country. This is the time to disappear, right? You gotta perfect your act. Oh, Pancake.
Pancake.
Thank you. Yeah, his name is Waffles. I want y'all to hear something, because when we're talking about healing, when I saw this young man's post, and I may plug back in and show y'all him in a second, but I just want y'all to hear what he said. I want us to think about this, because this may be the situation with her. The problem that I had with it is that she got kids. And so I felt if you could have, and she may have come back, she may have been thinking about circling back. Maybe she was going to get her money up and then come back. But listen to what he says, y'all.
And by the way, my healing did not come with amnesia. I remember everything, actually. So when you try to reapproach, I'm going to redirect you right back to where the fuck you was at. Because, hey, I'm good over here. I'm actually doing really good. Yeah, I know you see it. I know you see it. It's okay. It's okay. Not everyone gets it the first time. It's okay. But I'm not handing out any more chances. Not this time.
I'm going to show it to y'all. My thing may be acting crazy, but I'm going to hold it up and show it to y'all. Because I want y'all to see this. Because I loved him for this. Let me show y'all. Look at my dog already harsh breaths and let me show y'all. Stop screen. Okay. Leave the full screen at. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna hold it up. Can y'all see it? I'm gonna hit play. And I believe this thing will keep recircling.
And by the way, my healing did not come with amnesia. I remember everything, actually. So when you try to reapproach, I'm going to redirect you right back to where the fuck you was at. Because, hey, I'm good over here. I'm actually doing really good. Yeah, I know you see it. I know you see it. It's okay. It's okay. Not everyone gets it the first time. It's okay. But I'm not handing out any more chances. Not this time around. Sorry.
I love that. My healing
And by the way, my healing
does not come with amnesia. My healing does not come with amnesia, because I think when we do forgive people, and by the forgiving, it means I forgive you to be who you were. You may not have known better, whatever, but I'm doing that for me. It has nothing to do with you. It doesn't mean that we could be friends again. Doesn't mean you can come back in my life. You were that person. I forgive that so that I can move on, but I still remember everything. Isn't that powerful? That's so powerful to me when I saw that, because what if her healing that she's doing is not coming with amnesia? What if that's the whole point? What if she left because of something so horrible that happened in her family? She was not willing to deal with it no more, and she decided this is the best thing for me, despite the kids.
That's where I have the problem.
Yeah.
That's your responsibility. So you gotta take your kids with you. Because if it's that bad, like somebody else said in the chat, if you so that bad, why subject your kids to that?
Excellent point. So
Somebody said that in
if
the
you
chat.
were, somebody already said it in the chat.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm mad I missed that one.
Yeah.
Whoever said that in that chat, if I'm still type it, let me know if it was you. If it was so bad that you had to leave because of something that's going on with your family, then why subject your kids to it? Because the cycle is not going to stop.
Yep.
It's going to be the same thing. This really resonated with me, and I wanted to share it with y'all because I really do want a lot of you babies to come with me, my T babies, to come into the living room and share this time with me on Saturdays, especially while we're in between filming. We're filming again in June, and I'm still writing too. But I really want us to know even if you're telling your own story, or even if you just feel like you got to forgive a situation before you move on, that don't mean that we forget. That just means that I'm forgiving the person that you were in that moment, and even if it means that you were a monster, you can't be in my life no more. You can't be around me. Whatever circumstance caused you to do that thing, I'm moving on from that so I can heal. But I have not forgotten. Oh, I love it, and I really hope that he was the first person to say it, because the only thing about TikTok, they like to recycle everybody else's thing. Right. Why would you leave your kids when you didn't want to deal with the family? Yes. Was that you, Bumblebee, that said it? Could have been. So I just wanted to come here, babies. Thank you for joining me today. I'm about to hang out with my sister and have a good time and do me. I want y'all to do y'all too. I will be back next week. My live will be on Tuesday. Of course, another one on Saturday. Tuesday's not a holiday, is it? No. And then I have a video that's coming. But I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. Please make sure that you like it. If you haven't liked this live, please make sure you like it right now. And I will see you all on Tuesday. Bye, everybody. What? No. Oh, but I thought I didn't do something.